Welcome one and all to Puppet History. Today we'll be taking an ever-winding look at yet another chapter in the heavy book we call history, while our guests ruthlessly compete for the coveted title of History Master. I am obviously your beloved host, the Professor.
I can't believe I'm normalized already to talking to this blue creature.
Thank you. Ryan Bergara, are you ready? Answer me.
Yeah, I'm ready. Sorry.
Special guest Steven Lim, are you ready?
I have never been ready for this.
Okay, then let's crack in.
Let's do it.
Distracted by his tiny little
Look
satchel.
at that bow tie.
Huh? Thank you.
The satchel's killing.
How long did it take you to build your outfit this morning?
I wear this every day. This is my look.
Okay.
Today, we're talking about unimaginable catastrophe of devastation so swift and sweeping that it could easily be mistaken as nothing short of the apocalypse. To set the mood, a reading from The Signs of Death. When the head trembles and the lips grow black, the nose sharpens and the sinews stiffen, the soul has left, and the body holds nothing but a clout. Then will the body be thrown in a hole, and no one will remember your soul.
Hey, Chief, your glasses.
What?
Your glasses fell off, man.
I was just getting really into it.
Yeah, but they're on your mouth. It's distracting.
Hang on. We're talking about the malady of many names, the big sick, the great mortality, the bubonic plague, a terrifying, rapidly traveling biological nightmare that brought 14th century mankind to its knees. What do you guys know about this thing?
I know very little. I just know it was devastating.
The idea of using great as the adjective has always been kind of curious to me.
Like World War I, the Great War?
The Great Plague made people cough up blood, and then they had to bury them in pits and set the pits on fire.
Yeah, it was no good.
So that they wouldn't contaminate others. But Great Plague, though, good one, really good.
Great.
A good question to kick things off is probably, where'd this thing come from, and how did it turn into such a go-getter? Well, nobody's certain, but most put the plague's origin somewhere in the remote regions of Mongolia. Based on contemporary reports of mysterious maladies, it may have spent some time bouncing around smaller populations in northern China in the 1330s, but would really explode in 1347. And as for its biological tenacity, before we understand anything about the plague, we must first understand three key organisms in this global dance of death. The bacteria, the flea, and the rat. You guys get rats in LA?
I was once in my classroom, actually, in high school, and a rat fell from the ceiling and hit a girl's desk, and my teacher pushed a child out of the way and said, every man for himself.
That's pretty funny.
He ain't no professor, I'll tell you that.
Plague, as we know it, is caused by a little bacteria called Yersinia pestis, a very tough little guy. Not only can it be spread by fleas, it can be spread by 21 different species of fleas. According to author John Kelly, it can affect rats, squirrels, gerbils, prairie dogs, and roughly 200 other rodent species.
Oh, wow.
So this pesky bacteria was actually called pest?
Pestis. Yeah.
Is that
it's just
actually
like
where pest derives from?
Maybe?
Your glasses
Oh,
fell
no,
off.
your glasses.
Shit. That happens when I get really excited.
I think you need to get fitted for your nose a little bit better.
So most of those, hey, who cares? I mean, the world wasn't overrun with prairie dogs in the 1300s. Would have been pretty cool though, right?
Sure, yeah.
I'd love it. Rats though, rats! Rats are the big problem here. Specifically, Rattus, the black rat. Nearly invincible rodent that can sire millions of offspring and chew through, among other things, lead pipes. And when you put three of those things together, there's a nasty little biological menage a trois that goes down.
Oh no!
The red light can only mean we've arrived at our first question. What do you think happens when an infected flea crosses paths with a rat? A, the infected flea burrows into the rat and dies there. B, the infected flea vomits into the rat. Or C, the infected flea sits in the rat's brain and controls it like that little guy in Men in Black.
I like this quill.
I love it.
While you fill out your answers, I'll show you what you're playing for here.
That's what I want to know.
Behold, the coveted cup of the History Master.
Is that a hand I see?
No.
Whose watch is that?
Huh? Oh, bet you guys want to win that, huh?
Yeah, sure, man. Does it come with the hand?
Ryan, what did you put?
I put A, but I would very much like it to be C, because that's more novel to me.
Very good. Steven?
I put A as well because I cannot imagine a flea vomiting after a night at the club.
A little puke puddle.
No, it's a club. I like that. Well, let's find out.
Jesus, someone just shot the professor. I think I got hit by a sniper.
What was the name of that trophy that we're winning?
I forgot already.
Oh,
wow!
Whoa!
Oh gosh, what a lovely night. I don't know how a rat like me got so lucky.
living in a time like this when the streets are absolutely caked with scum.
That's a rat.
That is
Yeah, I'm a rat.
an attempt at a Brooklyn accent?
Kind of look like a kangaroo.
Like a kangaroo. Didn't you ever?
Your voice changed drastically.
No.
You went from Brooklyn accent to timid mouse in a house.
I think this rat's workshopping accents on the fly.
Hey, boy with the strawberry hair, what's your name?
Oh, I'm Big Apple Steve. That's right.
Oh, Big Apple, where they got the Broadway.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, when you go to Broadway, do you yell at the people on stage?
No.
I'm in the middle of a scene.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Apologies to the mouse.
Where was I? Gosh, what a lovely night. Oh, hey. Oh, well, if it ain't my old pal, Mr. Flea. Here to deliver one of his classic bites, no doubt. Well, have at it, you pesky devil. Hey, Mr. Flea, you know, you don't look so good. You eat some bad sushi or something?
No way.
Oh, wow.
It vomits?
Oh my God.
Huh, did you just bite me and then also vomit onto me? This is not what friends do!
Remember how I said I can't picture a flea vomiting? Yeah.
He did a good job of making
Actually,
you
I
picture.
get it now, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, it turns out it vomits into, that old funny rat, so I guess neither of you get points.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. So it bites the rat and then vomits into the wound?
Yes, what you witnessed there. What happens is the plague bacteria infects the flea, causes a buildup to form in the flea's gut, which causes two bad things. One, the flea never actually ingests anything and therefore desperately continues to bite whatever it can. And two, without any gut to go to, the blood, now infected, is then vomited back into the bite, almost assuring the spread of all Yersinia pestis.
Good old-fashioned double tap.
Yeah. So you take that lethal cocktail, add in a few environmental factors. Some historians point to that region experiencing earthquakes, floods, and famines in the 1330s and 1340s, events very likely to drive rats out of their natural habitat in search of food. On top of that, you suddenly have trade routes spanning the continent. So now any rat stowed away in a loose sack of grain might end up halfway across the hemisphere in a matter of weeks. Question: what other horrific factor contributed to the plague? A, the popularity of a dish called rat pie. B, the streets being caked in piles of innards. Or C, the rising belief that flea bites were gifts from God.
Oh, this one's easy.
Ryan?
I'm gonna go with B. Most of those European streets back in the day were caked with poop. That's how
Steven?
actually a lot of artifacts got preserved.
I'm going with B as in Bergara as
A couple
well.
of B-boys!
Right, double B's.
Well, author John Kelly paints a lovely picture. Quote, in most cities, the butcher's districts was a Goya-esque horror of animal remains. Rivers of blood seeped into nearby gardens and parks, and piles of hearts, livers, and intestines accumulated under the butcher's bloody boots, attracting swarms of rats.
Wait, hold up. This seems a little lazy.
Huh?
We're not gonna get a little skit here or anything?
We got more skits coming.
I feel like I need a skit right now.
That's a lot of okay, hang on.
Matt, did I really just cause him to skip this?
I think he's improvising.
Wow, what a lovely day. Oops, I stepped in some poop. Was it worth it?
No.
Did you feel like you were transported to another time?
Do you have any idea who you're talking to? Not me, but that's Big Apple Steve right there. He hails from Broadway. He's a high theater critic.
That's, yeah, well.
It's true. I have seen Wicked before.
Well, as stated, there was also the issue of torrential downpour of human feces, as it was customary for residents to empty chamber pots out of the window.
Gross.
There was one generally accepted rule of thumb when tossing those turds.
Oh, question time.
Question time.
Can you guess the socially expected courtesy when tossing your turds? Write your answers.
Ooh.
I will not give you multiple choice this time.
How do you toss turds?
You
Can
throw them out your window.
sketch that for me? Oh, actually, don't do that, please.
Ryan, what'd you put?
I would say you would need to say a phrase or something to alert said pedestrian that
Sort
a
of like
turd's
a-
about to hit them in the head.
Sort of like a 4?
Yeah,
Hey!
so I went with tally ho, or I also thought about bombs away.
Sure. Tally ho! Here comes a poop.
I went
Steven.
with poop 4.
Poop 4.
Yeah.
That's good.
And that's probably where that came from in golf, if this is accurate.
The common courtesy was to shout, look out below, not once, but 3 times. And then you just go ahead and loose your stools upon the world. I'm gonna give that point to Ryan. What? Because I think tally ho is a little more fun than poop 4.
Poop 4?
Poop 4.
Hey, 4 is like almost 3.
All right, moving along. The whole apocalyptic horror show really kicked off in October of 1347 when 12 Genoese ships pulled into a Sicilian port, and the men who got off were pus and bones. They were just they were like walking skeletons, basically.
Oh, like Pirates of the Caribbean, Black Pearl.
You look like Blue Elmo.
Did you? He just talked about men walking off as being the human embodiment of skeletons.
Oh, sorry, you're Blue Grover.
I guess Sully
No,
from
Grover's
Monsters,
Blue
Inc.
Grover, you idiot.
You know this guy Shane Madej? He looks like a blue
No,
version of him.
I don't. You know, nobody goes up to Kermit and says, "Hey, how's Jim?"
So you're familiar with the concept of a puppet as a puppet.
You know.
Are you sentient?
That's very self-aware.
Dropping Yersinia pestis into an urban setting was like dropping a match into a swimming pool full of gasoline. There were 3 distinct forms of the plague that ravaged the land: bubonic, pneumonic, and septicemic. Which would you rather have? A, septicemic plague, B, pneumonic plague, or C, bubonic plague?
I do not know what these are.
Ryan, what'd you put?
I put B because septic is poop, like a septic tank. Bubonic, obviously bad. You said pneumonic?
Pneumonic.
Makes me think of pneumatic.
Oh, like at a bank.
Yeah, so when you put like a little important file or document in a little tube.
No, it's not a dunk, it's more of a thunk.
No, I think it's like a thunk.
It's more like a thunk, 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 thunk. Steven, what'd you put?
Isn't pneum related to the lungs, breathing?
Yes.
So I thought, I want to breathe.
Sure.
So I chose A, septicemic.
Well, let's learn about them and see if you made the right choice.
Put that curtain down.
I got too obsessed with the thunk sound.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I don't feel well, and that's because I have classic bubonic plague. After being bit by a flea, I developed black, egg-shaped swellings on my neck and under my arms. These are called buboes.
What? Wait,
This-
what?
this is the-
Sorry? Say that again. They're called
Boobos.
They're called buboes?
They're called buboes, a funny name for the source of my greatest dread. In a short while, more splotches will riddle my body. I will literally reek of death, and there's a 60% chance I'm a goner.
You guys got the buboes.
It sucks.
Sense of humor when
Hey!
you're dying.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
I don't feel well either.
You don't look well.
you have the same voice as guy 1.
That's because I have pneumonic plague,
Uh-oh.
which is what happens when the plague bacteria travels to the lungs.
Team B.
Just my luck, I guess. Anyway, there's a 95% chance I'll die.
Oh, you down, Ryan?
But no buboes on your neck.
But not before I start coughing up blood and spending 3 days ceaselessly vomiting.
But all this clear of buboes?
This sucks.
Come on, Septo. Under 60.
I don't feel well either. And that's because I have septicemic plague, the rarest but worst form.
Oh no!
That means the plague has entered directly into my bloodstream.
You'll get them next time, pal.
If that sounds bad, that's because it really is. I have 100% chance of dying.
No way, there's always a chance of living.
And
Come
by
on.
the time I realize I'm even sick, I'll only have about 14 and a half hours left on this mortal coil. Good thing I've got a short bucket list. A fun treat for me is that my extremities will turn black and harden.
Wait, there's nothing to do with pooping? You don't poop yourself to death?
No.
If you're all dead, why are you still standing? Okay. Nobody gets points.
I mean, I have a 5% chance of living.
I have
0% chance.
a chance.
Oh, Jesus, you almost killed the first guy.
Huh?
And your
And
glasses.
your glasses fell
Fuck,
off.
I forgot these guys are still out here. All right. How you guys doing? You hanging in there?
We're good. Who gets
Gonna
the
give
points?
That point to Ryan because he only had a 95% chance of dying, whereas Steven is a goner.
I don't even want that trophy anyway. I want his satchel.
You don't even know what's in my satchel.
I kind of don't want to know.
I want to know.
You want to know. Go on. Open it up.
I'm not going to open it.
Open up my
I'm
satchel.
opening up the satchel. Can I open it?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
There's not going to be anything in there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wait, is there actually something in there?
Wow.
Wait, is there jelly beans
No,
in
no,
there?
you can't look. You can't look.
No, wait,
no.
there's jelly beans in there. I want a jelly bean.
Yeah, go on.
There's jelly beans. Look at
There's
that.
actually jelly beans. Are you gonna eat that? You don't know what that's been. That could be puppet poop.
Don't matter. I'll die for a jelly bean, baby. It was
Do
delicious.
puppets poop jelly
You know
beans?
what? You're okay in my book, Professor.
Thank you.
You're okay.
Needless to say, those were all pretty gruesome ways to go, and it was happening everywhere. Though records are shoddy, most historians put the average mortality rate around 30 to 40%, and in highly populated areas, it could have been as high as 50 to 60%.
Oh,
This is not a question, but a challenge. In the folders next to you, there are tiny envelopes. And in each of those tiny envelopes is your fate. One of the three of us will not make it. Now, I already opened mine and I live, so...
oh man.
Oh, I do like this tiny little letter. That's kind of fun.
You want to swap envelopes?
No,
Oh, like the old Monty Hall?
You sure?
Think it's worth it?
I think I'm good. I'm gonna keep my envelope.
Envelope.
And on...
Envelope? I think envelope.
Envelope.
What?
Hey, look.
What do we
Says I
got?
remain alive.
Well, no. Congratulations, you have died. +1 history point.
Oh! Let's just bask in this for a moment and try to feel the weight of a world without Steven Lim.
He's not real. It's a puppet.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not real.
Yes, I am.
How do you toss turds?
Well, he was a good guy. And, I don't know what else to say about him, really.
Wow.
Back to the plague. Most hilarious part of this whole thing, to me, is that everybody who was supposed to have answers for this stuff, doctors, church leaders, they had no idea. Some renowned blowhard in Paris said it was caused by a strange alignment of the planets.
Could you say that sentence again? I got distracted. Sorry.
Why?
No reason.
Well, God-fearing folk just chalked the thing up to divine wrath. Most of them probably thought it was the genuine end of days. There was a weird response to that in the form of the Flagellants, a group of people who toured from town to town. They'd show up, whip themselves to a bloody pulp as the local townsfolk cheered them on, then writhe on the ground as the locals dipped their handkerchiefs in fresh puddles of blood.
Are they calling themselves the flatulence?
No.
What do you say?
That's what it sounded like.
yeah. They go to town farting?
The Flagellants. Like flat.
No, we get it. Yeah.
Flagelling. And as for doctors, they actually tried their best, but they also fell short. A lot of them blamed, quote, infected air, which is sort of close, but they prescribed things like bloodletting and opening northern-facing windows.
Oh.
Which of these other strange things was prescribed by doctors? A, huffing toilets. B, wine enemas. Or C, snorting ground-up wasp wings.
I'm already locked in, baby.
I'm locked in.
Ryan.
I'm gonna go with B, wine enemas, because
All right.
I could see maybe how they would think that would flush the system.
Okay. And Steven?
I went with C.
C, snorting
The wasps.
ground up wasp wings. Well, one physician noticed that latrine cleaners seemed less vulnerable, which resulted in scores of people huffing actual
No way.
human fecal fumes.
No way.
So, point to nobody. As you can imagine, once the death toll started to rise, things got real grim. Businesses closed up shop, people left town, carts made daily rounds to collect the previous night's deceased. It wasn't long before bodies were piling up. At night, dogs and pigs would feast on the shallowly buried bodies. With the graveyards filled, in some areas they dug mass burial pits. Elsewhere, they dropped hundreds of corpses into a nearby river to take them to, well, who the hell cares?
As you would.
Somewhere else. In this kind of atmosphere, you can understand how people might just totally throw in the towel. In the novel The Plague, the narrator exemplifies this emotional exhaustion. Quote, none of us was capable of exalted emotion and sorry. In his novel,
Gather yourself,
it's
Professor.
a toasty back here. None of us was capable of exalted emotion. All had trite, monotonous feeling. It's high time it stopped, people would say.
As you would say when all of your family members are dying.
It's high time this
High
stopped.
time this would stop.
I'm gonna start using that. Me the puppet.
It's high time this would stop. But they said it in a British accent, though, right?
I mean, it was all over
High
Europe,
time this would
so
stop.
it's high time. Is that German? I don't know what that was. Well, the constant looming specter of death also seeped into art. If you'll look in your folders at the supplementary materials, take them one at a time here.
More
You'll
material.
find some art from someone who lived through the trauma of the plague, Hans Holbein the Younger. And it features the Danse Macabre imagery that arose around the time.
Oh, there's a child. Oh no.
Oh, God, that's
this is
great
not
stuff.
funny.
Now, that is pretty good stuff. I do appreciate that.
Oh, that's
No,
dark.
don't take our baby!
The funniest thing about it is the nice little nightcap that he has on.
Hey, but that kid's shirt's pretty fashionable.
That's the new Kanye collection.
It really is.
Well, in what must have seemed like a miracle, the plague would largely run its course by 1351. Luckily, the rats carrying the plague were not actually native to Western Europe, so once the disease burned through the population, it could no longer sustain itself. 4 years of constant, gripping terror. And for what? Well, I'll tell you what. There were some baller upsides to this whole thing that nobody ever talks about. So let's count are blessings. Which of these was an unexpected upside of the plague? A, it killed a very bad pope. B, it raised minimum wage. C, people made sheds out of bones.
Raise the minimum wage. Supply, demand. Let's see that economic curve.
This is what Jeff Yang has in mind, right?
It's like a very depressing Shark Tank.
I go B.
I'm gonna go B as well.
Couple of B's. My B-boys again.
Yeah, we're riding hard.
Points for both of you. The job market was a booming. So landlords tended to employ numerous workers, and since the workforce was, in some places, almost halved, they were desperate to hire whoever they could, which allowed the workers to up their asking price.
Simple economics.
And while this would eventually level out a bit, it still permanently tipped the scales for the working class and granted them both bargaining power and a previously unseen confidence. So despite the silver lining, there's no getting around the fact that the plague was one of, if not the most devastating blows issued to humanity. To better illustrate that, one last shot at history points. If the plague happened today and took an equivalent toll on the population, how many people would die?
Oh.
A, nearly 956 million, B, nearly 1.9 billion, or C, nearly 7.53 billion.
I actually don't know how many people there are on the planet, but
Really?
I really don't. Yeah.
That's the number you should probably get to know. Is this double points here?
Yeah, you know what?
Wait,
Yeah,
what the hell? You
yeah.
can't just make that up on the spot.
Yeah, I did. It's double points.
Hey.
Ryan, what'd you put?
I put C.
You put
You
C.
are so wrong.
That's right.
And Steven, what'd you put?
I put B because
B.
there are about 7 billion people on this earth, and a third of them would be around 2 billion.
That's exactly right. 1.9 billion is the estimated figure. Grim! So the final history point goes to Steven. This concludes our history lesson. I'm going to go tally up the scores to see who receives the coveted cup and the title of History Master. While I do that, please enjoy the special performance from, let's see, who do we have this week? Yes, Death. You know, during that funny little plague, I worked some long hours, and at the end of most days, my dogs were barking. Well, you know what they say, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Tell you what, I think it sure is fun to make people die. You should see how friggin' funny you look when the lights go out of your eyes. Lights go out of your eyes. Man, I miss that old bubonic plague. What a treat, what a hoot, what a gas. Seeing pigs eat bodies in the street, TBH shit kinda kicked ass.
This is intolerable.
This is amazing.
Bodies here, bodies there, bodies everywhere. A lumpy people dropping left and right. The putrid smell of rotting flesh in the air. But all good things come to an end. And to be honest, I needed a rest. But I'll never forget how great it felt to cash that overtime check.
All right, sure, why not?
Yes. Come on. That was,
I don't know if it was standing O worthy.
quite stand-worthy.
I don't know if it was standing O worthy, but.
I want that guy to narrate next time.
What'd you say, Steven?
Nothing about you. You're doing a good job with the curtain.
Thank you.
Done.
When you were backstage, you said you sucked.
No. I do love the man who decides my fate with the
You
trophy.
said you stunk big time.
Well, let's
then
give
you
it
made a
up
fart
for that
noise.
wonderful performance. What a guy.
That was good.
What a guy. And now for the total scores. It appears that Steven Lim
That's right.
is our history master with 5 history points.
5 points, baby.
Bogus.
Cause I died.
Steven, come collect the coveted history cup.
Thank you.
You are
Thank
the
you.
history master.
I'm gonna walk by you slowly so that you can see who won.
You don't deserve it. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve that.
Oh my God! And I have a bottle of jelly beans inside the trophy.
Again, that is my
I
poop.
don't think you ever mentioned that before.
Well, thank you for watching Puppet History. We will see you next time. Thank you to Steven again for joining us.
No thank you to me.
What just happened?
Wait, open your mouth. I got you. Oh,
That was
that was a lot worse.
not even a
One
little.
more.
All right.
You're just gonna waste jelly beans.
I'll see you later, guys.
You didn't thank me,
Bye-bye.
Professor.
Bye, Ryan.
You didn't thank.